Savannah, what did it mean to you yesterday to be named Offensive Player of the Year of the conference? That's a pretty cool deal right there.
Yeah, it was awesome. I found out yesterday morning, and I mean, it's just a testament to this whole team. I mean, they've set me up in order to score goals, and just our offense this year has been absolutely unreal. And then Kaylee to win Defensive Player of the Year as well. So that just kind of shows that, like, as a whole team, we're really solid, and we have great players. And I mean, I think there was 5 of us on first team All SEC. So, and then Sophie got second team All SEC. So, I mean, it's just awesome for everyone to be recognized and just to kind of show that people are noticing the hard work that we've put in.
I know you guys don't have a lot of time to reflect when you're trying to make a championship run, but to finish the season unbeaten and to finish SEC regular season play a perfect 11-0, what does that mean to this group, and how does that inspire you going forward?
Oh, it's amazing. I mean, that, like I said, it just shows the hard work that we've put in off the field and in practice, and just that this team has found ways to win. And even in tough situations, we've managed to get goals, whether they be last minute, overtime. We find ways to win, and we've just shown grit throughout the whole season. And it's just amazing to be able to accomplish that. That I don't know if anybody's ever accomplished that in SEC, so it's pretty great.
Savannah, just talk about this tournament coming up. I know you guys are going to be potential, particularly face a lot of teams you guys have played before, so I know they're going to be, excited for the matchup. I guess how excited are you guys to kind of prove that this season was for real, going undefeated?
Yeah, I mean, we talk about just game by game mentality. So what we did in the regular season is kind of behind us now. We celebrated it, and we're ready to go for Wednesday. And just having to, this is kind of a new season for us. So the SEC tournament's kind of a season within itself, because we have to win to move on. So just really focusing on Wednesday, whether we play A&M or Alabama. So just kind of focusing on what we're going to do and to win, not so much who we're going to play, but ourselves is going to be a big thing for us.
I know your lucky numbers are not 8 and 11. Those happen to be your coaches. Can you talk about her superstition? And do you think it's a tad crazy she's that obsessed with those 2 numbers?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really know much behind the superstition. I think it's kind of funny. We all kind of have our superstitions as players and coaches. So those might be her lucky numbers, but, just kind of each person has their own real superstitions. It's all kind of funny, whether it be you put your left cleat on before your right cleat, or what you eat before games. So it's like it all comes down to what you think is going to help, I guess.
What's your superstition then?
We always have Panera for lunch before games, and then I usually put my left cleat on before my right cleat whenever I'm getting ready. Don't know why, but that's just always been a thing since I was little.
What happens if you accidentally put the other cleat on first?
It's just kind of like ingrained in my mind that that's what happens. Like, I don't even think about it. It's kind of a subconscious thing at this point.
Love it.
Savannah, when you came here from Irma, did you expect seasons like this, or what's this year been like for you to be able to enjoy this and get to capture these moments as they've come along?
It's amazing. I mean, I wanted to come in and I wanted to make an impact right away. But, to say that we went 17-0 in the regular season is unreal. I never would have thought that. I mean, even from the start of the season, I knew we were going to do special things, but it wasn't until, I guess, halfway through the season that it was like, okay, we're still undefeated, let's keep it that way. So, but just to be able to do that and to say that we accomplished that, and that the fact that this team is not done yet is just unreal to me, and it's just a testament to how hard everyone worked in the preseason to be ready for this season.
How bad have you wanted this?
Pretty bad. I wanted to win an SEC championship, coming into college. That's every kid's dream. And then just to move on and hopefully, be a #1 seed in NCAAs and have 4 more home games is going to be incredible.
This team in the postseason over the last few years has not been too successful. And how do you go about changing that now? I know you had a great regular season, but what has to change in postseason play for this team to finally experience some success?
Just continue to learn from, the little mistakes that I don't want to say mistakes, but the little things that we can improve on during games is going to be a big thing. So not being complacent and always learning from, by watching film that Coach Jamie and Shelly cut out for us, just always being ready to improve and ready to learn from each game is going to be big for us. And then just continue that mentality of having grit and really working hard and saying, okay, we're going to do whatever it takes to get wins. And from this point on, it's kind of win, move on mentality, and we have to keep that in the back of our minds that each game could be our last, and just to keep that kind of not in the back of the mind, not be worried about it, but just be aware of it. I think it's going to be a big thing.
Coach mentioned the fact that teams focus in on you, they know what you can do, yet you still have success. I mean, do you have the same mindset into every game, or do you switch it up based on opponents, or how do you keep it up?
No, I kind of always focus on what I can do and what I can control. So especially this season, whether I'm man marked or not finding the ball as much, just kind of focusing on like what I can control is a big thing for me, and just always playing my game. Not so much focusing on how the opponent might defend us or anything like that. Just really going into each game the same and be ready to play and play my best is a big thing for me.
Yeah, this team has won pretty much every kind of way this year. Where you guys are most comfortable, like in a game, tight games, of course, if you have a lead, that's always good. But,
right.
I guess what kind of game are you guys most comfortable with as far as pacing and just where you guys are with the game?
Well, I mean, we always say we want to impose ourselves on a team early. So if that means we score in the first, 5 minutes of the game, so be it. But our big thing is we like to chip away at teams. So we like to control the pace of the game, control possession. We like to have the ball, pass it around, make other teams chase us. So that way, eventually, we just keep working and working, and then we find a breakthrough. And usually once we get the first goal, we'll find a second goal, hopefully. Not always working out perfectly, but that's kind of the goal. So just like controlling the game as a whole is a big thing for us, and always wanting to impose ourselves on other teams the most that we can is what's kind of helped us be successful throughout the season.
Savannah, it's been, I don't know how long since you guys have faced a deficit in your mind. I don't know if you even remember what it's like to look at the score when you see that you're down. A lot of teams will talk about needing adversity in these stages because they've been battle tested and all that stuff.
Right.
Well, what's it like to know that you guys have had so much success and not faced any, trailing any matches as you get towards this stretch? And what would be if you guys have that happen now in tourney time?
Well, we've given up goals. We've tied, we've been up and then tied, like, teams have come back to tie it, and then but this team has always found ways to win, and I think that's just a testament of every person's mindset. Everyone's on the same page from the beginning of the season and through now, and that's not going to change going into the postseason. So just having that grit and having the mentality to, okay, whatever just happened, put it in the back of our mind and let's move on. Find a way to win, find goals, and just keep working. And I think, even if we do happen to go down in a game, I have faith that this team is going to find ways to win. And it's amazing to see that every single person on the whole roster is willing to do whatever it takes. I think that's going to help lead to our success.
You guys think you've locked in a #1 seed for the NCAA tournament?
Hopefully. I think that would be absolutely amazing. Especially we'd be successful in the SEC tournament. I wouldn't see why we shouldn't be. I mean, we're 17-0. We kind of proven ourselves this season so far, but we have to definitely show well in SEC tournament. But I think there's no reason why we shouldn't be a #1 seed. And if NCAA's, we win one game at a time, we should have 4 games here. That would be incredible.